Hey everyone, Mr McMahon from Dufton Live, looking at some lyrics. Time to get some words to my song. What am I going to write about? Don't know. Very easy to get stuck. Some people don't. Some people get inspiration just looking around them, looking out the window, thinking of a movie or another song, another story they've heard, and that gives them some inspiration to start writing some lyrics. And if that works for you, go ahead. But sometimes it's a bit hard, so I've got a couple of tips for you to get started. If nothing's just flowing, if the words aren't appearing in your mind. First one, it's a bit like word association a little bit. That's how we get started. And we're using a thing called a LOTUS grid. Now, a LOTUS grid is, at the start, just a big block of empty boxes. Called a LOTUS grid, looks a little bit like a flower with the centre and the petals coming out. Now, I just need to think of any word to start with. Really doesn't matter what it is. You can start with anything. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to start with the word left. I just looked at my hand and went left. And that goes in the centre, as you can see. Now what I have to do is I have to fill in all the other yellow boxes with words that come to my mind when I think of left. They could be the same kind of words. They could be the opposite. We would need to think about the word left and maybe look at some different meanings for it, because it doesn't just mean left hand, right hand. It could mean lots of things. And again, there's no right or wrong. Sometimes if it's good to do this in a group or with some other people, because different people can throw some different ideas. One word triggers something else in another mind than yours, so that can be really cool. But it can also work on your own. So I'm going to just fill in the rest of these words that I just come to mind when I look at the word left. Okay? Okay, this is what I came up with. So I went with right, left and right. Makes sense. Left alone. I thought left alone, left me. Might be a song about a love song about someone leaving someone or something. Kept. I guess if something can be left, it could also be kept. Gone. If you left it somewhere, it could be gone. It could be lost, because you left it behind and you lost it. Left hand. And side. So left side, right side, that kind of idea. You might have come up with some other ones. If so, that's perfectly fine. No right or wrong. This is just a starting point to get some ideas. Right, so now I've got the yellow box filled in. Still a lot of empty boxes there. This is how this is going to work. Okay? Each one of those words that we've got that has something to do with left, we're going to break out to its own box. So now, in the centre of all those other boxes are some new words. Alone, right, me, kept, gone, lost, hand, and side. Now the job is to fill in the rest of those boxes with words that have something to do with the middle box word again. So if I look at alone in the top left, I've got to think of another 8 words that have something to do with alone. But the trick is, I can't use any words I already have. I've got to start again, start afresh with some new words to do with alone. Then I've got to do it with right, with me, kept, gone, lost, hand, side. And I end up with a whole group of words that are sort of connected. They don't mean the same thing. They're not all exactly the same or exactly the opposite, or even talking about the same stuff, because, left alone, left side, left gone, lots of different ways we can take each of these words. What we end up with is a whole group of words that are connected in some fashion. And then we try and start putting some together. Now, even just looking at the middle box, left alone, he's gone, I'm gone, I feel so lost, I've been left alone, already sounds like we could get some song lyrics there. Now, by all means, it doesn't mean we have to use all the words on our grid. It doesn't mean we have to use only the words on our grid. It's just a starting point to get us some ideas. I'm going to start writing a few words down, I think, see if I can get something. I'm quite like this. I've been left alone so long, I feel lost. Definitely heard some songs worse than that. Alright, next method, coming up in 3 seconds. Here's a technique you can use if you're getting a bit stuck, you're not sure where to start. Now, music is such a wonderful thing that it elicits so many emotions, it makes us feel so many different things. When we listen to a piece of music, it can, lift us up, it can sort of make us a bit tense, and do all sorts of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some existing music to see if it can inspire me to write some words. I don't know what for yet, but I'm going to see what another piece of music makes me feel and write down some words about it. Could be any sort of music. Preferably probably something without lyrics already, without singing, because it might be a bit hard to distance myself from the words that are already there. So any sort of instrumental music, could be some kind of beat, could be a classical piece, could be pretty much anything you like. Some movie music maybe. I've just chosen a pretty chill groovy beat, and I'm just going to play that and write down whatever words come into my head. They don't have to go together. Can be random words. Just see what it makes me feel. See what pops in there. Let's have a go. Alright, that'll do for get started. I've got 9 words here. As you can see, random words, relax. It was, sort of immediately made me sort of feel relaxed and calm. So calm was another one I put down. Night, driving, had this sort of late night sort of feel when, half the world's gone to sleep, but it's just still. So I've got lights, thinking about the lights of the night. Groove, obviously it has a groove. Dark, dream, and suspense. Thinking about that time of night, sometimes something's going to happen, you're not sure what it is. So just some random words that I've written down. So the next job is to try and connect a couple of those together and make a sentence or two. See if I can put something into a sentence. So I'm going to look at, let's go driving and dream and dark and night. That makes sense, doesn't it? So I'm going to try and put dark and night into a sentence and driving and dream into a sentence. Let's see, it was the dark of night. Felt like I was driving in a dream. Now, maybe it's not perfect, but it's something, it's a start. It's really important that something is always better than nothing. If I have something on the page, I can maybe, it was the dark of night. Maybe I should put that the other way around. Night was the darkest time. I've got something to play with. I've got something to work with. If you just sit there waiting for the perfect lyric to come, the perfect line, you're going to be staring at that for a long time. So get something on the page and then you can work with it. If I run out of inspiration, maybe I could listen to it again and get some more ideas, more words popping into my head. Maybe I go back to the LOTUS grid method and I can combine the methods. I don't have to use one. It's all just ways to get started. So get something on the page, make some connections, and you'll be surprised how good they can sound. It was the dark of night, felt like I was driving in a dream. I've certainly heard much worse lyrics in songs that are big hits. So, get writing, get typing, get some lyrics down.